So I'm just here on the third floor in the tower, and obviously all the panel and all that's all sorted up here now, and all the windows, which is fantastic. But one of the things that I didn't actually think of when we were getting all the electric sorted was to put a plug up here, like a plug socket for anything really, if I wanted a little lamp, or obviously if we need to plug in a hoover or something like that. But we've only just realised obviously that we do need one up here, because we were putting the humidifier on just to get rid of some of the damp throughout the chateau, because not all the windows are still done. So I'm going to look at see if I can try and trace a wire right the way through so we can get hooked up into the fuse box, just so we can have just one little plug over here, and then obviously in future if we need to plug stuff in, at least we've got it here rather than run the wire into our apartment on the third floor. So all I'm going to try and do is trace it around the skirting board. I think that's going to be the easiest way to get it in. One, because I don't want to take all of the panel off, and two, I can't go up into the tower and then across, because the little void between the top of the tower roof and the main chateau roof, there's no access to get into it, and there's a massive stone wall. So like I said, I'm going to take the skirting off and see if I can try and trace it around. And it'll help with another job as well, because when there was a leak here, this bottom part, it's dropped, I'd probably say about 5 centimetres. So I can take the skirting board off, lower that down so it hides that gap again, and then hopefully blend it all in with some wax. Yeah, so I've just got a nice sharp scraper which I can get behind the panelling, and it just prizes the old nails off, and then we can go from there. So I've managed to create a route right the way along the bottom of where the skating board goes. I've managed to chisel a little bit of the brick out in the corner here as well, and then get it right the way through into the cupboard where the electrics is. So the next thing is to run the 2.5mm wire with the conduit around, and then get the plug, get that sorted, and then I can get it all back together, and hopefully, fingers crossed, you'll never know. What I'm going to do to bring the wire through, I've got some thicker wire here, so I'm just going to use this as like a guide to pull the 2.5 and the conduit through, just so it doesn't snag on stuff, and it'll just make it a bit easier. So I'll attach it onto this now, I'll put some tape on and then start pulling it through, and hopefully we'll get the wire right the way along and then have a plug so we can hoover up or do whatever. So all the wires fed through now, which is fantastic. Obviously I've got the end part here, so I'm just going to wait until I get the plug and the back box. I thought I had some left, but I haven't. So once I get that, I'll be able to drill a hole for the back box and then get wired up, and then wait to get it wired up in the fuse box. And then at least all of this is sorted, which is good. But in the meantime, while I wait for that, I'm going to see if I can try and get some of these panels on for now, and then leave that one so I can mess about with it to get the back box in. So all I'm going to do is just put a bit of PVA on just to bond it on, and then put a couple of tacks on. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll quickly show you now where I've fed all the wires through and what I've done with it. And to be honest, it's worked out really well. The wire obviously comes through the bottom here and it goes all the way behind there, which I've had to drill through them because there's a big wooden beam. So I've had to drill from each side to get the wire underneath. All the way along there, along here, and it goes around the door frame to the little part down there, and then into the cupboard, which is down in the corner there, and then I can sort this out once it's all in and connected and go from there. Yeah, I think it's turned out well. It's not been too bad to do it, to be honest. So I'll get all of the pieces back on now and get them back in place, and then get tidied up here. And like I said, at least then we'll have a little plug over in that corner there, so if I'm needing it for, like I said, hoovering or if I want to put a lamp or something up here. It's all sorted. So, like I said, I'll get these boards back on now, all the skirting board, and yeah, another job done. So the final stage to get sorted for my little plug here on the top of the landing in the tower. I've got my back box, I've got the plug that I want, and all I'm going to do is just drill a hole in the panel just a bit further up here, so it's obviously easy to get to. I'll be hidden by the cabinet as well anyway. So I've got my hole cutter, I'm just going to mark the centre of the panel, drill through that, and then I'll see how much depth I've got behind that. I might have to just chisel a little bit away just so I can actually get the back box all the way in. And then from that, obviously I can just hook the wires up, and then that's all this part done. And just wait to get it hooked up in the fuse box, and then we'll have power up here, which is good. And at least I've learnt from my mistakes, and when I'm doing it further through the tower, I can plan in getting some plugs in there as well. So I'm gonna get the hole drilled now with this, and then go from there. So now all my plugs in, all the wiring, it's all sorted. Final part is to get the fascia cover on and then try it out, make sure it all works. Well, it's not been too bad, to be honest. It's been a bit easier than what I expected it to be, obviously getting the route through. So instead we have a plug up here now, so we can plug the dehumidifier in, or a lamp or sink. And then when I'm doing the ones below and on the ground floor, at least I'll be able to plan it in while I'm doing it. So I'll get this on and then get the little bits in. So it's another job done.
Great job done.
Yeah, obviously it's something that we didn't actually plan in when I initially done the electrics, but obviously it's a job that needed doing, and I've been putting it off and putting it off. But
You just don't think you'd need electrics out here for anything, do you? But then there's like the Hoover, the dehumidifier, nice light.
yeah. So obviously we do know now that we need them. So we've got one up here, which is more than enough. And then as I'm working my way down through the rest of the electrics, I'll be able to plan those in, put those in as well. So yeah, it's not been too bad.
And thank you to today's sponsor, Xsense, because we can plan this in as well, can't we?
Yeah, so they've sent us some water leak detectors. Obviously, as all the windows aren't in at the moment, we do still get a couple of little leaks here and
Just
there.
a few. And we haven't properly pressure tested with water or any of the plumbing yet.
No.
So these are going to be ideal to know if there's any problems with it.
That's the plumbing on the middle floor.
Yes.
Obviously, the plumbing upstairs here is all,
It's all
up and fine.
It's all good.
We did have a couple of leaks, so they would have been handy for that. But obviously, going forward to use those, if obviously you're worried about any water getting in anywhere, you can put these down and they can let you know.
Yeah, and I'm sure you'll put a link in the description for them.
Yeah, we will. But like I said, obviously, it's another fantastic job done. So I just need to start on the next level down now, and now the kitchen's getting there as well.
Yeah, nearly there.
Yeah, obviously we can start looking at kitchens. So I'll be working on the middle floor while you're finishing off in the kitchen, and hopefully then once that's done, we can start concentrating fully on the rooms for guests to come.
It'll be exciting times.
Yeah, they're obviously the exciting rooms. Obviously that we'll be decorating, and these will be rooms that people will actually be able to stay in.
The thing is, down there it's not major building works, is it? I think up here has been different because we've had major building works because we've had to remodel the whole top floor.
Do it all.
Whereas this, we're not remodelling any of the downstairs.
No, I still think there's going to be a hell of a lot of work.
I'm not. Yeah, but it's different, isn't it? In it's the nicer work rather than having to build up. Like that's all. Up here there was no framework. We've had to redo everything.
Yeah. Well, we've had to insulate it all and stuff. Obviously down
rebuild
there,
walls and take walls out. We're not doing any of that down there. It's already been done.
Yeah. Obviously downstairs we can't insulate all of the walls purely because of the panelling. So that's why we haven't insulated when I took panelling off up here. It's pointless putting one piece of insulation on a little piece of panelling when none of the rest has got it.
And the walls are 2.5 foot thick.
Yeah. So it's just.
It's irrelevant, really, isn't it?
It is what it is. You buy an old Chateau and you know it's going to be cold. So.
But it's not. I think it's quite like say the way we've been going around, the way we're doing it.
Yeah.
We're eliminating the drafts. No draft coming in from the windows now.
No.
They were a major source of drafts. There's no drafts coming in. Like when we were doing the beams in the kitchen, you could feel certain beams that were letting air through.
Yeah.
There's not drafts coming through any of the panelling. So
yeah.
So I think if that was the case, we'd probably do it. But.
No, it's all good. So, like I said, obviously you'll see more of me doing the electrics. I need to run wires now for the rest of the wall lights, for the big chandelier, which I was having a bit of a moment the other day because I was like, oh God, is it going to fit? And
you haven't measured, have you?
I did. I measured.
You did?
Yeah, I went and measured.
What, like this, or the tape measure?
With the tape measure. I was like, I can't have it any wider than 1.2 metres.
And how wide is it?
1.2 metres. And it's 2.5 metres tall. So it's a big chandelier.
And he still won't tell us what he's paid for it either.
Don't need to know. It's there. That's it. But anyway, so like we know the videos on a Wednesday are normally cottage videos, and Sundays are normally Chateau videos. But because the work in the cottage is getting to a place where it's nice and livable now.
It's come to an end, isn't it, really, in terms of...
Well, they've still got so much to do over there, like the bedroom and the outside and stuff, but Mum and Tony are just having a little bit more downtime.
Yeah, just taking it easy, doing it. Like say, I think this time we have rushed to get stuff done for videos as well.
Yeah.
Whereas I think this year they're going to focus on just enjoying life here as well.
Yeah.
Which is important.
So, you'll see more of us too, and more of the work going on in here.
Sorry.
But you will still see cottage bits, so you will get videos, but it's not going to be as it was before where Wednesdays are purely for cottage.
Yeah.
Some arms cottages might be on a Sunday now.
Yeah.
Some arms Chateau might be on a Wednesday, but we can guarantee that you'll have a video on a Wednesday and a Sunday. But for now, I'm going to start on my electrics, and you can go and finish off in the kitchen.
Thanks.
All good?
See you later.
Bye. If you'd like to join us on our family journey, bringing back this once forgotten chateau, then please join us on Patreon for behind the scenes footage, updates, live chats and your very own piece of the chateau.